Hey there, Mavs. How's it going? Great to see you. All right, so for a skill grammar lesson this week, we are going to work on two things today. One, what are complete sentences? And two, what are different parts of speech that we use commonly as writers? So let's read our target together before we get started. 1, 2, 3. I can define, identify, and write complete sentences. So Mavs, we're going to be able to define what a complete sentence is, find complete sentences, and write complete sentences after our work here today. Check this out. This is the important part of a complete sentence. A complete sentence has two parts. So here's our example sentence that we're going to look at. The sneaky snake quickly slithered by my foot. This complete sentence is made up of two parts. This top line is one part. This bottom line is the second part. So I want you to listen to this silly video first to see if you can find out what are those two parts of a complete sentence that great writers use. Here we go.
This is the tale of Mr. Morton. Mr. Morton is who? He is the subject of our tale, and the predicate tells what Mr. Morton must do. Mr. Morton walked down the street. Mr. Morton walked. Mr. Morton talked to his cat. Mr. Morton talked. Hello, cat. You look good. Mr. Morton was lonely. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. Mr. Morton knew just one girl. Mr. Morton knew. Mr. Morton grew flowers for Pearl. Mr. Morton grew. Mr. Morton was very shy. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. The subject is a noun. That's a person, place, or thing. It's who or what the sentence is about. And the predicate is the verb. That's the action word that gets this subject up and out. Mr. Morton wrote Pearl a poem. Mr. Morton wrote. Pearl replied in the afternoon. Pearl replied by a note. Mr. Morton was very nervous. Mr. Morton was. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says he does. The cat stretched, the sun beat down. A neighbor chased his kid. Come here, kid, come on. Each sentence is completed when you know what the subject did. Mr. Morton knocked on her door. Mr. Morton knocked. Mr. Morton sat on her porch. Yes, he just sat there and rocked. Mr. Morton was a nervous man. When she opened up the door, he ran. Mr. Morton climbed up his stairs. Mr. Morton climbed. Mr. Morton rhymed pretty words. Mr. Morton rhymed. Mr. Morton was lonely. Mr. Morton was until Pearl showed up with a single rose. Who says women can't propose? Now Mr. Morton is happy, and Pearl and the cat are too. They're the subject of the sentence, and what the predicate says they do. Hey.
All right there, Mavs. So what did you learn a complete sentence has? What are the two parts? Give me one of those sentences that you heard about Mr. Morton. I heard Mr. Morton climbed the stairs. So what's our subject? What's our thing or our person we're talking about in that sentence? Yeah, Mr. Morton. And what did Mr. Morton do? He did a lot of things in that video, but we're going to write Mr. Morton climbed the stairs. So check it out. Our sentence has two parts. Mr. Morton is the subject, And what he did is called the predicate. So everybody say it with me. Subject, predicate. In this sentence, what's our subject? What's the sentence about? That's right, the sneaky snake. The sneaky snake is our subject. And what did that sneaky snake do? He quickly slithered by my foot. So Mavs, now's a great time to pause the video and teach someone in your house what are the two parts of a complete sentence. All right, let's practice one more time together. We now know a complete sentence has two parts, not four parts, two parts. And those parts are a subject and a predicate. Make sure you tell someone near you or you FaceTime grandma or a friend and teach them what a complete sentence is before you forget. Help me match these subjects with these predicates so that they are sentences that actually make sense. Can you help me do that? The big black bug. What would make sense? Oh, that's a tongue twister I've heard before. Excuse me, bit the big black bear. That's right. Okay, how about the strong cat? Can a cat ask you to play? So this subject, the strong cat, did what? That strong cat, sneaky cat, pulled over the plant. That's right. So this blue part is called the predicate. All right, last one. The kind kid. What would a kind kid do? What's the predicate or the thing a kind kid would do? Ask you to play. That's right. So remember, a complete sentence has two parts. It has a subject and what that subject does, the predicate. Nicely done. Okay, now that you know what a complete sentence is, we are going to dig a little deeper into parts of speech. So I'm going to give you the directions for this, and then you're going to be able to work through this on your very own at your own pace that works for you. So here's our second target. I can define, identify, and use nouns and verbs. I can define, identify, and use nouns and verbs. All right. So we are first going to define what is a noun and what is a verb. Now I'm going to walk you through how you can do this on your very own. So maybe you already know what a noun is and maybe you already know what a verb is, but I'm going to give you a chance to rewatch a brain pop that might give you some more interesting detail about each that you didn't know before. So now would be a great time to pause the video, write down really quick, what do you think a noun is? What is a verb? Just finish these complete sentences here or turn and tell someone who's near you. After you've done that, I want you to go to your single sign-on portal and you have Brain Pop all to yourself here on your single sign-on. When you click that and you're in Brain Pop, I want you up here to type in noun. See, you have many choices. If you click on noun, you're going to get a menu of choices that pop up. I want you to watch this noun video
Nouns.
that has the icons, the black icons that pop up. After you watch the noun video, and then I want you to do the same thing with, what was the second part of our target? That's right, verbs. I want you to do the same thing with the verb video. Here's the verb video. Now in both
Verbs.
the noun video and the verb video, when you click on them, I want you to watch them first, record and write down somewhere a noun is, a verb is, then go back and see, is it what you already thought or do you have some new learning? After you do that, you can do lots of great choices down here to play with nouns and verbs. There's word play, there's quizzes, there's activities, there's drawings you can do. There's lots of fun things. So I want you to explore Brain Pop and see what you can do with nouns and verbs. Then I want you to go above and beyond and give yourself a little more. Once you know what a noun and a verb is, I want you to challenge yourself and I want you to do the same thing in Brain Pop with these two parts of speech, an adjective and an adverb. So every sentence we write as writers has a subject and a predicate. So a big black bug, and it has something that big black bug does, the predicate. When we write our sentences, These sentences are made up of parts of speech. So these parts of speech that you're learning now are the smaller parts in each sentence. So for example, if we look at this sentence right here, what I want you, after you've learned what a noun, verb, adjective, and adverb are, I want you to write this sentence down for yourself, and I want you to label what word is the noun, what word is the verb, what word is the adjective, and what word is the adverb. If you forget, the great thing is you can come back to these slides in Google Classroom, or you can rewatch the Brain Pop videos to help. So after you've done that, Mavs, you will have some resources here in Google Classroom. If you are an Alexander, Gert, or Hampton Literacy, you can click on this Google Classroom you've accepted, and you have classwork in here under the Grammar and Skills. Under the Grammar and Skills folder, you'll see parts of speech. If you click on that, there's activities for you, and there's all kinds of resources that'll help you with this. So I want you to explore the options that are here, watch the brain pops, and then you can always go back to the resources you have available for yourself here. I'll add this slideshow in there, and brain pop to help yourself. You've got this, Mavs. Okay. After you've done that, this is just another option to help you if you still need more practice. If you're feeling good and you've got it, then go explore Google Classroom, see what you can find on there for parts of speech and practice. If you need a little bit more practice, I want you to stay here and write 5 creative sentences with a subject and a, that's right, predicate. Then I want you to, after you've done your learning on Brain Pop, you're practicing in Google Classroom, I want you to circle what are the nouns in those sentences, what are the verbs, what are the adjectives, and what are the adverbs. If you get to this work, oh my goodness, you know what I would love? I would love to see this work. I want you to think of a way you can share this work with me. That could be a message, that could be a post on Seesaw, it could be other things. Get creative. All right, readers and writers, cannot wait to see what you come up with. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.